Robert Mumford. Robert Mumford.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
That was Robert Mumford. Thank you. Welcome to the field, the Cowlitz Black Bears.
And a very good evening and welcome to you at home, on the road, or wherever you might be tuned in. My name is Zach Smolin, here to take you through all the action between your Cowlitz Black Bears and the Yakima Valley Pippins today on a beautiful Friday, July 16th, 2020, 6:35 p.m. here at David Story Field on the campus of Lower Columbia College in Longview, Washington. The ace of the Cowlitz Black Bears on the mound today, Kelly Austin, and he has been, well, really their best player all around through and through. Kelly is having a truly special summer, including non-league games. He's 1-0 with a 1.91 ERA. He struck out 43 batters to just 4 walks. He's got a minuscule whip of .63 in 33 innings pitched, 5 games, all starts, and most recently, he utterly dominated the Portland Pickles, going 7 innings of shutout baseball, allowing just 2 hits, no walks, and 10 strikeouts. And he's matched that total twice this season, once against Corvallis and the other one at Portland. And his last home start, he went 8 innings, surrendered 3 runs to Bend, about just 4 hits, 1 walk, and 9 strikeouts from him. So Austin on a hot streak, and will look to neutralize one of the better offenses in the league in Yakima. Yakima slashing .236, .346, and .360, and averaging 5.8 runs per game. The Pippins come into this game 7-10 overall. They won the North Division in the first half, so looking to keep that carrying along, although they were the only team in their division to end with a winning record. But it's not like they just beat up on their divisional opponents moving around there. They did go 8-4 against South Division opponents. They went 2-1 against Corvallis, 4-2 against Ridgefield, and 2-1 against Bend. Stepping up to the plate is Chase Graves, the left fielder, and he'll get things started here for Yakima in today's game. Graves is a left fielder and hitting .209 on the season. 2 home runs, 8 runs batted in. 1 double, 1 triple for him, 14 hits and 67 at-bats, but a big number for him is 25 strikeouts. That's second on the team behind Noah Williamson. So Austin is ready. Graves is ready. Let's do it here in Longview. The first pitch is a fastball strike, and we are underway here at 6:33 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Austin headed to UCLA, 6 foot and 200 pounds from Costa Mesa, California. And the right-hander's next offering is a little bit downstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike. So Graves leading off today. A lot of speed for him. Right-handed batter. Holds the bat right behind his head as Kelly Austin does his quick double toe tap. Kicks, delivers the 1-1. Swing and a miss. That's that patented curveball that he's got working for him. And the count now 1-2. Austin's got a tremendous arsenal of pitches. And everything seems to work out incredibly well for him. If one pitch is slightly off, the other 2 are electric. Usually he's got all 3 or 4 working on any given evening. It's 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Austin picks up right where he left off. And for the time being has the lead in the West Coast League with 37 league strikeouts. He came into the game tied for 3rd in that regard as
Up now is number 27, Willie Lejoie.
now Lejoie steps up to the plate. Willie Lejoie, the first baseman, another right-hander, hitting .260 with a triple, 4 doubles, a home run, and 15 runs batted in as Austin fires a strike 0-1. And Black Bears in their green jerseys with the orange piping, the Cowens Black Bears claw and baseball logo in white and orange on the top left lapel, and white numbers outlined in orange right down the back as Lejoie fouls one back 0-2. Black Bears also in white pants with the green piping, green socks, green caps with the Cowens Black Bears C in white on the face and an orange Black Bear filling it all out. Now Austin prepares for the 0-2, kicks, fires the next one, and gets tapped foul over down the third base side, so he's able to catch up and at least roll over that curveball. No balls and 2 strikes. So we mentioned before, Yakima, a very good hitting team. But they do strike out a lot, 10.1 times per ball game, and that's a good matchup for Kelly Austin as another 0-2 comes in and is popped up. Over on the right side, Weber sprinting over near the netting, and it's just going to clear the screen and bounce into the stands. So the count will remain 0-2 after 3 consecutive foul balls from Lejoie. Austin comes set again ahead in the count 0-2. Maybe goes with the fastball here. That's what he does. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He gets that elevated fastball right by him, and a breeze blows in the opposite direction off the bat of Lejoie, and 2 down in a row. Here comes Blake Dickman.
All right, up now is number 12, Blake Dickman.
And with him coming up to the bat, or rather up to the plate. Whoa, excuse me. Here's the entire Yakima Valley lineup. Chase Graves, the leadoff man, is in left field with Willie Lejoie, the first baseman, hitting second. Batting third and catching is Blake Dickman with the center fielder Noah Williamson cleaning things up. As the first pitch is hit in the air and over Nishida's head into right center for a base hit. So they're able to get 1 around on Austin and put 1 aboard with 2 down in the top of the first. Mason Marenko, the second baseman, hits 5th with Alex Shanks in right field in the 6th spot. Bryce Martin Gruzelanek, the son of Mark Gruzelanek, the former Kansas City Royal, is the third baseman, hitting 7th. Austin Plante, the DH, will hit 8th. And rounding out the order is Spencer Marenko. He's the shortstop and batting 9th. So another right-hander comes up in Noah Williamson, a 19th round draft pick from the Miami Marlins. And a couple of their scouts are here to see him sitting over on our first base side as Austin's initial offering is low and away 1-0. I mean, you can see right away why Williamson got picked up in the draft. He has 6 home runs, 26 runs batted in, and is hitting .280. The 6 home runs lead the West Coast League. The 26 RBI are 3rd in the circuit. As the 1-0 is hit on the ground sharply and will end up in the Pippins dugout 1-1. Also for Williamson, 8 doubles and 4 triples for him. He does strike out 29. He has struck out 29 times though, so does have a big swing here, and that might not play that well here at David Story. Again, this ballpark notorious for holding in baseballs, especially on a windy evening like we're having tonight. 1-1. Breaking ball drops right in for a strike, says John Pullen, the home plate umpire. 1-2. This is the 3rd series that the Black Bears will have John Pullen and Chad Little as their umpiring crew, pulling behind the plate and Little in the field. The other 2 times were on the home opening series against Walla Walla and then on the road against the Sweets. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down, scoreless tie. And Austin decides to toss over to first and send Dickman back over there. Dickman has 1 swipe bag and 2 attempts. Overall, the Pippins, 33 for 39 when trying to steal. That's 84.6%. So Dickman, the tall catcher, with an 8-foot lead off the bag, being held on by Shepard. Williamson behind in the count 1-2. Austin delivers a curve and misses high. Wilson Weber catches it about eye level with Williamson. And now deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 away. Austin with the league ERA of 2.00, the 3rd best in the West Coast League, as he delivers the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Kelly Austin busts out the curve to get him out of a mini jam in the bottom of the 1st by striking out the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left to board. Let's go to the bottom of the 1st inning. Black Bears nothing, Pippins nothing, with your Khaled squad coming to bat. You are tuned in to Khaled's Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. Back at it here, David Story, bottom of the 1st inning, and pitching for the Yakima Valley Pippins is Kenny Johnson. Johnson 3-2 on the year. This is his 7th appearance, his 6th start. He tossed 25 in the 3rd inning, striking out 25, walking 15, and allowing 25 hits. He has a whip of 1.58 on the year. He is 6'3", 195 pounds, a senior at Cal State Bakersfield from Lancaster, California, as he'll face off against this Khaled's Black Bears lineup. Leading off is Riku Nishida at second base, with Brock Bozette, the 3rd baseman, hitting second. Batting 3rd and playing right field is Jacob Stinson, with Brock Mortensen, the center fielder, cleaning things up. Henry Mensch, the left fielder, hits 5th, with Queso Gata, the DH, in the 6th spot. Wilson Weber catches and hits 7th, with Jaden Shepard, the 8-hitter, playing first base. And rounding it all out is the shortstop for Khaled's, Matthew Schwartz, as Nishida takes one high, 1-0. All Black Bears batting stats are including non-league games as well, as Nishida sees one off the plate again, 2-0. Riku hitting .236 and a bit of a slide down in his batting average, but still getting on base a good amount. He has 13 hits and 55 at-bats, 7 runs scored, a double, a triple, and now he's popped one up into center field. Racing over is Williamson, and he ranges over to make the play for the 1st out of the inning. So we'll give you a little bit more about Nishida the next time he comes up, as Brock Bozette makes his way up into the box. Bozette hitting .242, 22 hits, 91 at-bats, 14 runs scored. That's second on the team behind Matthew Schwartz. Pair of doubles, a home run, and a team-leading 18 runs batted in. Bozette also gets on at a .348 clip, as Johnson's first pitch missed low, 1-0. Bozette also with a .297 slugging percentage. And the 1-0 is tight and near his hands. He takes it, and it is called a ball by Poland, 2-0. In Johnson's last start, he picked up the win in 6 innings. He allowed 3 runs against Walla Walla on 5 hits, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. As look out, that one's way inside and plunks Bozette. So he'll get his way aboard. The Black Bears get their first base runner the hard way, as Brock will trot on over to first base. And I believe he's been hit a lot this year now. That's now the 5th time he's been plunked by a pitch. Moving in ahead of Brock Mortensen for most on the team, although he's done it in 114 plate appearances. Mortensen's got 459. So now the University of Nevada, Reno outfielder comes up for the Black Bears. It's Jacob Stinson. And he fouls one back and into the screen above the Black Bears dugout. 0-1. Lefty batter hitting .317, 26 hits. That leads the team in 82 at-bats. 6 doubles, 2 triples, and 8 extra base hits. Again, is tied for first with Wilson Weber in that mark. Gets on base at a .398 clip with a slugging of .439. He also has 7 multi-hit games on the season. And that leads the Cowlitz Black Bears as he takes one a fastball at the knees. A strike, 0-2. Brock Mortensen waits on deck, the big power lefty for the Black Bears, as they send up they're going to have 3 left-handers come up out of their first 4 batters here. And the next one is Stinson, is grounded sharply, and oh, what a stop there by Marenko. Fires to second for 1, on to first, not in time, as Jacob Stinson has some wheels, but a great play made by Mason Marenko on that hard ground ball to at least get 1 and steal an extra base hit away from Stinson. So now there's 2 away, and Brock Mortensen getting ready to go. Mortensen hitting .240, 12 hits, 50 at-bats, 3 doubles, 2 home runs, and 7 runs batted in. He also is tops on the team with a .400 batting average with runners in scoring position, as Brock takes a strike low and inside, 0-1. The Pippins on the opposing end wearing road gray jerseys with Yakima written in big, bold, green block letters with tight kerning. Also, green numbers on the back as Mortensen rolls one over to first. Picked up on the backhand by Lajoie, who flips it over to Johnson, and he'll touch the bag and make the play for the final out of the inning. So no runs, no hits, 1 hit batter, no errors, and 1 left aboard for Cowlitz as we head into the top of the second in a scoreless tie, and Yakima coming to bat. You're tuned in to Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. Kelly Austin, top of the second inning, on the mound in a scoreless tie between the Black Bears and the Pippins, as Yakima Valley will send up Mason Marenko, Alex Shanks, and Bryce Martin Gredzalanik to the plate. That is 5, 6, and 7, as Austin did give up the 1 hit to Blake Dickman, but struck everybody else out. Graves on a curveball, Lajoie on a fastball, and Dickman on a curveball. So already with a trio of strikeouts in his pocket, as he gets ready to face the middle part of Yakima's order.
24, Mason Marenko.
Yakima, as we finish their jersey description, also gray pants, green socks, green caps with a light green V on the top, also with white on the face of their cap. It's the first pitch from Austin. Fastball strike, 0-1. And the Pippins, fourth in the league in batting average. And in runs scored, they're 5th. But they are behind Bellingham, Corvallis, and Ridgefield that have played 3 more games than them. Austin delivers another strike here, and the count quickly 0-2. Austin doing what he does, game in and game out. 17 total pitches and 14 over the plate. Bozette guarding the line at third, looking for the pull as the 0-2 is hit up the middle on a couple hops. Schwartz dives, he makes the stop, stands up and decides not to throw, but what a stop by Matthew Schwartz behind the second base bag. Prevents the ball from going into the outfield, and even though Marenko got the hit on the play, it was still a great play. So now the Pippins have as many hits as the Pickles had last week against Kelly Austin. As the first offering to another righty, Shanks, is a swing and a miss, 0-1. Shanks this year hitting .233 as 17 hits and 73 at-bats, 11 runs scored, 5 doubles, a triple, 2 homers, and 12 runs batted in. But again, another guy that strikes out a lot. He's got 23 punchies on the year. Here's the 0-1. Another swing and a miss. This time the bottom really falling out of it. And Austin certainly feeling his breaking stuff early on today. And it's not just the break and the velocity that he has, it's the command of all those pitches that makes Kelly Austin such a special pitcher. As the 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Austin now with strikeout number 4.
By the way, I was talking about squirrels.
And all outs that he has
August 21st, right over here in the Circle
recorded
Park.
today have been by way of the forward K.
You can go to lvsquirrelfest.com if you want to be a vendor.
So now Martin Gredzelanek
Up now is number 35.
works his way up there.
Martin Gredzelanek.
He's hitting .240 with 2 doubles, no homers, 3 runs batted in. He has 6 hits and 25 at-bats as the quick throw over to first is not in time. They're checking on Marenko. And we're looking at Mason Marenko. He has 3 stolen bases and as many tries, so they'll want to keep him close. It's about 10 feet off the bag as Kelly Austin shuffles and comes set. And the first offering to Martin Gredzelanek is upstairs and in, 1-0. And we talk about Kelly Austin throwing strikes and that being the whole key to his game. Well, there's a reason for that. And the reason we bring that up as soon as we're, able to actually bring up their pitching totals. There we go. Austin has thrown 68% of his pitches over the plate. That leads the team. As a whole group, the Black Bears throw 62.3% for strikes, as Austin will add to that with another one there, 1-1. And additionally, when it comes to first pitches, Kelly throws 64% of those for strikes. So now the 1-1 coming on up to another right-hander in Martin Gredzelanek. And he deals. Ground ball, could be 2. Austin picks it up, fires to Nishida for 1, over to first, it's a double play. Kelly Austin pumps his fist in excitement, and he goes over to fist bump Wilson Weber on his way back to the dugout. The 1-4-3 double play. The Black Bears are able to get out of it with no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left to board. Let's go to the bottom of the second. Black Bears coming to bat in a 0-0 tie right here on YouTube and 99.1 FM, 1400 AM, KEDO, Longview, Kelso. Scoreless tie in the bottom of the second inning. Cowlitz due up with Henry Mensch, Case Ogata, and Wilson Weber, all right-handers against Kenny Johnson, another righty. He got through the first without allowing a hit, but he did go and plunk Brock Bozette. But otherwise, his control was pretty good. He threw 11 pitches, 6 for strikes, so over that 50% mark as Henry Mensch tries to bounce back. He's had a couple iffy games, not like the hot streak he was on before, but still hitting very well. 284 as he hits one in the air to left field, sinking quickly, and coming in with the shoestring catch is Chase Graves, who hustles in and steals a single away from Mensch. There's one down. Well, Mensch hit that one hard with a lot of spin, almost looked like a golf shot. And it was sinking quickly, but Graves with a lot of speed and also playing pretty shallow was able to come in and make the grab. It's Case Ogata, who's hitting pretty well, steps on up. In his last 5 games, he has 6 hits and 18 at-bats. He's driven in 3 runs with a double and a home run as he hits one back. 0-1. Over his last 5 games, he has 2 multi-hit contests. Before in the first 14, he didn't have any. Sitting .241 on the season with 2 homers, a triple, 2 doubles, and 9 runs batted in. Ogata also with a .299 on base and a slugging of .414 as he swings and misses at Johnson's next one, 0-2. As the 0-2 on the way, breaking ball hit hard on the barrel over to the second baseman, and it bounces off him and deflects into right field. So Case Ogata, good things happen when he puts the bat on the ball. He had a little dribbler yesterday for a hit. This one going to be ruled as an error, and rightfully so. But another hard hit ball from him. And he finds his way on first base as the Black Bears have had 2 base runners, but we're still looking for that first hit. Here's a man that can get that job done. Wilson Weber also with a lot of pop. Sitting 176, 13 hits and 80 at-bats as he takes the first offering, a little low below the knees, 1-0. Weber with 6 doubles, that leads the team, tied with Jacob Stinson. A triple and a home run, 12 runs batted in, that's second on the squad. An on-base of .225 and a slugging of .324 as he belts one foul, and that'll land over by the picnic area on the left side, and the count now 1-1. Johnson does have that high ERA. He's given up 8 runs in his last 11 innings. The Black Bears offense looking to wake up in a big way against him. He has 4 starts on the season where he's allowed at least 3 runs. He's allowed 5 runs twice, once against Ridgefield and the other time against Port Angeles. So 1-1. Weber pinballs that one off himself and then off of John Poland's shins. And now he's behind 1-2. Cowlitz Black Bears offense got off to a really slow start in the first half, but we're here starting the second half of play. As they average 4.2 runs per contest, we're slashing just 223, 316, 317. But it's a brand new half. Everybody's record goes back to 0 as Wilson Weber swings and misses, strike 3, and he's down for the second out of the bottom of the second. Another guy that can be a really big part of the Black Bears offense in their final 24 games of the season is Jaden Shepard. Hitting 184 with 4 doubles, a home run, and 10 runs batted in, an on-base of .271 and a slugging of .276 as he takes a breaking ball strike on the outside corner, 0-1. 3 teams in the Black Bears division have already started their second half. Corvallis and Ridgefield have both played 6 games, and Portland have played 2. So the Black Bears having plenty of games in hand against them. As the Pippins right-hander delivers, and Shepard belts one in the gap in left center field. Here comes Ogata rounding second, heading for third, and Shepard's going to stop at first. So the ball gets away, and making the sliding stop is Kenny Johnson, but Jaden Shepard with a hard-hit single is able to move a runner just 90 feet from home for Matthew Schwartz. So we're talking about the second half. The Black Bears, if they want to make the playoffs, they have to win the second half here, or at least have a better record than every other team in their division, except for Corvallis, if Corvallis ends up winning the second half. And they need to have a better record in the first and second half combined than as the second place team. First one to Schwartz is fouled away. And the count 0-1. We'll give you a quick note on Schwartz. He's hitting .259. He has 18 singles that leads the team, 22 hits and 85 at-bats, 2 doubles, no home runs, 7 runs batted in, a .333 on base, and a .282 slugging percentage. Schwartz had an 8-game on base streak, snapped a couple of games ago, looking to start a new one as the 0-1, down and away, 1-1. Now, one thing that hurts the Black Bears a little bit in the second half is that they only play 6 divisional games. They'll play Portland at home, Ridgefield on the road, but they do have an abundance of contests against the North. And they only had 1 team with a winning record, and that's this squad in the Yakima Valley Pippins, who they'll play 6 times. They'll also play Port Angeles 6 times, who were the worst team in the West Coast League. They currently have a record of 7-17, and they'll also take Wenatchee, who beat them in a 3-game set, who beat the Black Bears here, but are 11-19 through their first 10. 1-2 is caught on a miss by Schwartz. He flails at the breaking ball outside, so the Black Bears had an opportunity there. Runners on the corners and 2 outs, but could not get it done. No runs on one hit, one error, 2 left aboard. Let's go to the top of the 3rd inning right here on YouTube and KEDO. Kelly Austin out there against 8, 9, and 1 for Yakima, as he's already picked up 4 strikeouts, got out of the last inning on a double play that he was a part of, the 1-4-3, as Austin Plante will lead things off, the first and only lefty in today's starting lineup for the Pippins. Plante, the designated hitter, hitting .053, 2 hits in 38 at-bats, 4 runs scored. He's driven in 3, but no extra base hits for him. So first offering is a swing and a miss on the low change, 0-1. And Kelly Austin just looks extra locked in over these past couple of games. We knew he was a great pitcher coming into the season, but now against Portland and today against Yakima, he seems to have a little bit extra as he nails the outside corner, 0-2. Also keeping the pitch count low after the first 2 innings, only tossed 24 over the plate. And hey, this is a good day for him to be this hot. There are scouts from 2 different organizations here. There are Cincinnati Reds scouts and also Miami Marlins, as Plante fouls this one away, 0-2. The Marlins scouts are here for Noah Williamson, the center fielder and cleanup hitter for Yakima Valley, as he was selected by Miami in the 19th round of the MLB draft. This one goes off the end of the bat from Plante and is picked up by Bozette in foul ground, so we'll have another 0-2. And then it was rumored to me that the Red Scouts were here to see James Bradwell. But now they're also checking out Kelly Austin as the 0-2 swung on a miss from Plante on the curve, down and away. Another strikeout for Kelly Austin. He's got 5 in the evening. So Spencer Marenko will step on up. His brother was batting earlier in the 5 spot. Spencer, though, hitting .245, 12 hits, 49 at-bats, 8 runs scored, 4 doubles, no triples, no home runs, 3 runs batted in, 10 walks for the right-hander as well. And Spencer, 5'10", 165 pounds, from North Bend, Washington. Fouls one into the screen behind home plate, 0-1. And additionally goes to Yakima Valley Community College. His brother Mason attends Gonzaga. So now an 0-1 with Chase Graves waiting on deck. Kelly Austin, so far today, has gotten off to an excellent start to each and every inning. Struck out the first batter in 2 in the second inning. He did allow that base hit. The play was almost made on it by Schwartz, so either contact that the fielders can get a glove on or just strikeouts for him. Next one was high to Marenko, so now the count 1-1 as Austin deals again, and that one got a bit away from him, 2 balls and 1 strike. Kelly Austin is 1-0 on the season, but does not have a win in league play. So they're still looking for the first one, despite leading the West Coast League now with 41 strikeouts and down with a sub-2 ERA. Missed high again to Marenko. 3 balls and 1 strike. Kelly has not walked a batter since his last outing against Bend that came on June 27th. So 3-1 It's hit on the ground over to Bozette. On the run, picks it up, sidearms it, and throws to first and makes the play as Jaden Shepard able to glove that one for the second out of the inning. Brock Bozette made a rare error in yesterday's contest while playing shortstop, and you know that he was eager for his first baseball to be hit his way to iron that one out in today's game. And so far, so good for the Spokane Falls Community College infielder and one of the best gloves on this Black Bear squad, perhaps in the league. So now the lineup flips back over for Graves, who skies one into shallow right center. Nishida goes back on it and makes the over-the-shoulder catch to put Graves down for the final out of the inning. What a play by Riku Nishida. Again, he can do it all. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left to board. First perfect inning for Austin today. So we go to the bottom of the third, still in a scoreless tie, and Cowlitz coming to bat. You're tuned in to YouTube and KEDO, your home for Cowlitz Black Bears baseball, and we'll be back right after this. Bottom of the third now, and the top of the Cowlitz order due up. Kenny Johnson back out again. He's also kept his pitch count down. Only 25 total pitches and 18 for strikes. As Nishida, who just made that spectacular grab out there in shallow right center over his shoulder, will lead things off. So let's see if he can go back-to-back, a great defensive play, and a base hit for him. And as promised, we'll give you a few more numbers on Nishida. On-base percentage up at .403 as he takes a strike 0-1. That leads the team slugging at .291. From Mountain Hood Community College and, of course, from across the Pacific in Osaka, Japan, as he bats one foul on the left end, and that'll sail out of play 0-2.
Before your next adventure, stop at Bob's. Online too, bobsmerch.com.
Nishida, a slap hitter, but with a lot of power and speed. If he swings his hardest, he could probably get one out here. So he takes one low, 1-2. Riku also with a spectacular eye at the plate. He and Brock Bozette, the man batting behind him, lead the team with 13 bases on balls this year. And Nishida will often fall behind 0-2 and find a way to work a walk. So now the 1-2 is a bunt that goes foul, or maybe they call it a slap bunt. So if it just regularly squared around. Now the manager's trying to decide whether or not, I guess this is all up to interpretation right here. So Nishida didn't square around like you would usually see. Kind of did that little slap move. Both of his hands were on the handle of the bat. He didn't move his hand up to the barrel. And now John Pullen and Chad Little are going to have a conversation about it. Again, if they define what happened there as a bunt,
another yes or BS question.
And then he's out, because if you bunt with 2 strikes and it goes foul, then you're out. It's counted as a strikeout. And they indeed will do that. That's what Chad Little says. So Riku Nishida with the bunt foul on the slap. And now Brian Burris is going to go talk to him. He said that, hey, it was a check swing. So they call him out, and now Brian Burris is going to say his piece. Again, this is kind of a bit of a gray area right here. Did Nishida bunt? Well, kind of. But he also kind of didn't. So this actually might go down to which manager has the better argument here, as this is a complete judgment call from Poland, who is a good umpire, but now Chad Little going to come and join the deliberation. All right, so Burris gets his word in. Nishida called out. Nishida's still in the box. Okay, and now he's going to be sent back. So Riku, much to the jubilation of the Yakima Valley bench, is sent back to the dugout. So the Black Bears will certainly try to get a couple of hits now to maybe quiet them down a little bit over on that end. Hey, we're all having fun with the baseball out here today. It's Bozette 0 for 0 with a hit by pitch. Checks his swing. He did go around. Falls behind 0-1. So, yeah, for those of you not familiar with the rule, if you bunt with 2 strikes and it goes foul, it does count as a strikeout. And they say that Nishida indeed did do that. So there we go, as the next offering to Bozette is a bit inside. 1-1. Bozette with his back foot all the way towards the back of the box. Now he squares around a bunt, but he misses as Martin Grudzelanek is way back there over at third base, so they're trying to catch him off guard. So Brock now behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. Grudzelanek still way behind the third base bag, but I don't think Bozette going to try to bunt here as he makes contact but flares it the other way on the ground, and that'll trickle foul. Still 1-2. This is interesting. There's 2 people sitting in front of me, and they're going to hear me in about a second. They're listening to the game on YouTube, and I can hear myself. As this one misses in front to Bozette, 2-2. It's funny. I think they're watching it on YouTube. I know that might be on a bit of a delay, so let's see if they figure it out and turn around. That'd be pretty funny. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Bozette. Takes a practice hack in the box as Johnson kicks, fires the 2-2, and Bozette dribbles one over to the shortstop. Marenko there fires it on the line, and Bozette is down on the 6-3. He was able to get to the bag, but is ultimately retired on the 6-3. So now Jacob Stinson comes on up. He is 0 for 1. He grounded into a fielder's choice as Mason Marenko made a really nice stop on the ball up the middle, stole a base hit away from him. Away from Stinson, that is. As the first pitch to him is low for a ball, 1-0. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error, 1 left for Yakima Valley. For Cowlitz, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left. As the 1-0 is below the knees, 2 balls and no strikes. Kenny Johnson, over his 37 pitches, has struck out 3, allowed just 1 hit. Kelly Austin on the other end, 35 pitches, 5 strikeouts, and 2 hits allowed. Big-time pitchers duel today. David Story as Stinson swings at the next offering right over it, 1-2. Black Bears do have the same amount of base runners as Yakima, though, as Bozette was hit by a pitch, and they also got a hit. Yakima Valley had to earn their way on both times with base hits into the outfield. Next one to Stinson is inside, 3-1. So Dickman makes the call, sets up low, and Stinson again waves and misses at that one, 3-2. So 2 down, bottom of the third. Base is empty, and a full count coming up to the Cowlitz Black Bears right fielder. Stinson looking to get the second hit of the ball game for the Black Bears here with 2 down. As the 3-2, he'll take a walk and throws the bat over towards the dugout to trot himself over to first base. And the Black Bears have another runner aboard. Here comes Brock Mortensen. Mortensen 0 for 1 with a ground out. Over to Lajoie. And Lajoie made a good stop on a slower roller and was able to feed it to Johnson just in time to beat out the speedy Mortensen. Stinson with a nice lead off the bag at first as Brock hits one off the end of the bat and fouls one over into the LCC parking lot on the left side, 0-1. The Black Bears have been able to at least get 1 base runner on each inning. They would love to be the first to score and give Kelly Austin a nice lead to work with as the 0-1 is inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. At Cowlitz, their one issue with Austin is they don't score too many runs when he's on the mound against Walla Walla. They did score 4, but the bullpen lost in that game. So a 5-4 loss against Northwest. When he won, they only scored 2. Against Corvallis, they scored 4. He only gave up 2 runs. And again, that was another loss from the bullpen. Against Bend, he gave up 3, and his team only scored 3. And against the Pickles, he had a 1-0 lead exiting the game, but then the Pickles had a walk-off hit. So the 1-1 to Mortensen is outside 2-1. So it's just a run support issue for Kelly Austin. And that's on another thing that's a big part of what baseball is kind of becoming statistically is the wind's starting to mean a little bit less. You start to look at some of the other numbers. Like Kelly Austin, for instance, does not have a win in league play, but is first in strikeouts and is third in ERA as Mortensen fouls one off his ankle and dribbles down the third base line 2-2.
As you travel up Spirit Lake Highway this summer,
He does have that shin guard. It doesn't go all the way down to the ankle. He looks to be all right, though.
Everything that you're looking for.
As Brock getting ready for the Deuces Wilds count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 away here in the bottom of the third. Stinson aboard after a walk following 2 consecutive outs recorded by Johnson. Stinson thinks about going in. Mortensen just flares one back, so even if Jacob did decide to dig for second, he would have had to backpedal his way back to the bag. So Cowlitz, Bend, and Port Angeles, the last 3 teams to start their second half, all are playing today. Cowlitz look to get off to a good start. The 2-2. Mortensen with a little half swing. Dribbler over to the third baseman, Martin Gridzolonic. Fires over to first, and he got him. Mortensen just beat by 1 step and put away for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left aboard. So we go to the top of the 4th inning. Scoreless tie in Yakima Valley coming to bat. You are tuned in to Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. Well, I got word from Chris, the broadcaster for Yakima Valley, that the Pippins also play a fast baseball game, so I informed him that the Black Bears like to speed run the game of baseball as well. As here we are, a third of the way through. Just 43 minutes have elapsed, mostly because of Kelly Austin, the strikeout machine. He's got 5 Ks as Willie Lajoie steps up, and he was the second strikeout victim of his way back in the first inning. It's Lajoie, Dickman, Williamson, 2-3-4. Score still remains tied at 0 apiece. Now Austin sets and fires the first one. It's hitting the air, foul over on the right side, and that'll be a souvenir. So it just clears the grandstand seating, so that's why we give the hand stamps to the fans. They can come in and out, go chase down those fly balls, or get whatever they might need. As now the 0-1 pitch is hit in the air to straightaway center field. Mortensen going back on it towards the track, and it changes direction at the last second, but he's able to turn the glove around and make the catch in front of him for the first out of the inning. With that grab, let's meet the Black Bears defense. Henry Mensch is in left with Brock Mortensen in center, Jacob Stinson out there in right field. Brock Bozette mans the hot corner with Matthew Schwartz at short, Rico Nishida playing the keystone, and Jaden Shepard manning first base. Behind the plate is Wilson Weber, and on the mound is Kelly Austin against Blake Dickman, who's 1 for 1 with a single. First offering is down and away, 1-0. Coming into the game, Dickman hitting .278, 3 doubles, 2 homers, 13 runs batted in, also 6 runs scored, 15 hits, and 54 at-bats. As the catcher takes another one down and away, 2 balls and no strikes. Blake, 6'3", 205 pounds from UC San Diego. So he's teammates with Isaac Martinez over there, battery mates. And he's from Littleton, Colorado. 2-0. Hit in the air again to center field and deep. Mortensen goes back towards the track, and the wind in the ballpark will hold it as Mortensen runs back and has been busy this inning to make the grab for out number 2. And the Pippins with 17 home runs on the season. But they're going to find that it's not too easy to hit one out here. Yakima are 3rd in the league with that home run total, behind Bellingham, who have 19, and Ridgefield with 24. But the Black Bears have given up the 2nd fewest home runs, as the first pitch to Williamson is fouled back, 0-1. Williamson, of course, leads the league with 6 home runs. Yeah, the Black Bears have given up the 2nd fewest, tied with Corvallis, giving up 9 to Portland's 8. So here comes the potentially future Miami Marlin, Noah Williamson, or at least Marlin farmhand, as he swings and misses at that off-speed pitch. 0-2, and my goodness, Kelly Austin just perplexed him with his slow ball. So 2 down, no balls, 2 strikes, top 4. Still a scoreless tie. Austin looking to pick up his 6th strikeout of the evening. He deals, and this is hit up the middle. Nishida slides, makes a stop, gets up, hops it on the throw, and he got him! Riku Nishida with another spectacular play. He makes the sliding stop, the short hop throw, and the stretch by Jaden Shepard is there to put him down for the final out of the inning. This game's got everything on the defensive end for the Black Bears. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Bottom of the 4th coming up, and your Black Bears stepping up to the plate. You are tuned in to Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. Back at it here, Riku Nishida with another great play sends the Black Bears back up to bat. It's going to be Mensch, Ogata, Weber due up for them.
For number 9, Henry Mensch.
As the Black Bears try to be the first team to score today. Only 1 hit for them. They have had 3, or at least 1 base runner per inning, as Mensch squares around a bunt and takes a strike as he pulls it back, 0-1. Johnson has matched Austin inning for inning with zeros. As the next one on the way, cut on, he missed. Breaking ball down and outside that he cut at, 0-2. Mensch lined out earlier. Was robbed of a base hit. Oh, look out. Takes a fastball up and in from Johnson, but it was so high above his head he didn't even have to duck. Now the 1-2. Breaking ball popped up and hit in shallow left center. Backing up is Spencer Marenko, and now hustling in is Chase Graves, and he's able to make the grab for out number 1. So a tough little pop-up there, and Mensch is down on the F7. Here comes Case Ogata, who's 0 for 1, reaching on an error by Mason Marenko. And the first one to case is a fastball on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Ogata and Sean Mulcair both had multi-hit games yesterday, but the Black Bears dropped a non-league affair. Took Corvallis 5-1, but it was a nice game for Ogata, who sprays one above the glove of Marenko and into right field for a base hit. So Case now on a 3-game hitting streak as he drops another one into right and puts a man on with one down, and Wilson Weber coming on up. Weber is 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
Wheels Weber.
And the first one to him is down and away for a ball, 1-0. Black Bears with another nice opportunity right here to make something happen. As the next offering to Wilson is a off-speed pitch down and in that he yanks the bat at, 1-1. Weber just finished up high school and is on his way to Oregon State to join the Beavers after the conclusion of this season. You can tell by the orange barrel of his bat as the 1-1 is down and in, 2-1 as... Oh, it's hard to tell for me which bench is the one making noise. Usually the Black Bears, they always have a lot to say. But now the Pippins seem to have brought their voices as well. It's now 2-1 hitters count for the catcher as he delivers the next one. There's a strike on the inside, 2-2. So Ogata waits over on first base. Not the fleetest of foot, but a smart base runner. And the next one, Weber hits one in the air, popped up and over the shortstop's head, Marenko, and into left for a single. So Wilson Weber, the little soft liner, gets the job done, and now back-to-back base hits for Cowlitz. Sends up Jaden Shepard, who had their only hit headed into this inning.
Welcome to the plate now, number 32, Jaden Shepard.
Shepard really barreled up that baseball the first time up, hitting in the gap in left center. If he does it again, he'll give his team the lead. Left field, they're playing almost all the way back to the 342 sign in the left center power alley. It's only 306 down the left field line, 326 down the right field line, and 387 to dead center field if you try to hit over the barn. First one to Shepard. Down and outside, 1-0, and something tells me Jaden's not going to get too many fastballs in this plate appearance. Jaden 6'6", 210 pounds with a ton of power from Ohlone College. 1-0. Hit in the air over on the right side and hooking towards the line. Shanks runs over towards the track and runs out of room. Well, Shanks would have had to do a Derek Jeter-esque Superman dive into the bullpen to make that grab, but instead chooses to live and fight another play. Yeah, you don't want to be diving out there into the pen, that's for sure. So Shep even in the count, 1-1. Actually, the outfielders are shifted a little bit more towards the right side against him. 1-1. Breaking ball up and inside, and he waves right through it, 1-2. Black Bears will have another chance as long as there's no double play, and Matthew Schwartz is waiting on deck. As the 1-2 forthcoming, Kenny Johnson comes set, doesn't even pay mind to any of the base runners. Oh, there he goes, looking at Ogata. 1-2. It's down and away. Good take by Jaden Shepard. Weber with some speed over there at first base, though. He's quick for a catcher. So he can score on a hit to the gap. A regular base hit should be able to bring Ogata home. So 2-2 with one down. Looks back and deals. Shepard hits one sharply on the ground to the shortstop. Spence Marenko to Mason Marenko to second. Over to first, and they got him. The 6-4-3 double play. So the Black Bears waste back-to-back one-out base hits as Shepard knocks into a double play to end the 4th inning. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Let's go to the top of the 5th, or rather, 1 left aboard. Let's go to the top of the 5th inning now. Scoreless tie, and Yakima coming back to bat right here on KEDO and on YouTube. Well, 1/3 of that double play fielding is leading off the inning for Yakima Valley. Mason Marenko, Alex Shanks, and then Bryce Martin Grudzelanek against another inning from Kelly Austin. Austin only at 43 pitches through 4 innings, 34 for strikes, so he hasn't even hit double digits in balls yet. Another spectacular evening, and he's a treat to watch each and every time. That's why he was our player to watch for the Black Bears on the series preview that you can still read over on CalixBlackBears.com. Also get your tickets to the next 2 ball games tomorrow at 6:35 p.m. and on Sunday at 1:05 p.m. Pacific time, as this is fouled away. 0-1 on the right side from Marenko, who singled his first trip. Mason led off the 2nd inning with that base hit, and then was eventually retired on a double play ball. 0-1, and misses upstairs with the fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's amazing to see how Austin methodically picks apart each and every batter that he sees. He comes out there with the game plan and is just able, he's talented enough that he's able to execute it game in and game out. 1-1. It's a little bit low and picked up out of the dirt by Weber. 2 balls and a strike. He had a spectacular year at Orange Coast College. Now he'll be taking his talents to UCLA. And the 2-1. 3-1. Fastball high, as after jumping ahead 0-1, 3 straight pitches off the plate. 1 high, 1 low, and then the last one above the head of Marenko. Again, Kelly rarely walks batters, only 4 on the season, including non-league games. It's the 3-1, and there's the strike on the outside corner, so he's always able to get one when he really needs it. And he fills the count up now, 3-2. Matthew Schwartz and Riku Nishida both playing out on the outfield grass. Guarding against Howard ground balls as the 3-2 slips a little, and Kelly Austin issues his first walk of the ball game, in his first since June 27th against Bend. Now Alex Shanks steps up. He's 0-for-1 with a strikeout. Shanks, another right-hander. Almost made a great catch over in right field, but just ran out of room by the bullpen area over by the fence. Wilson looking for another double play ball. Moving in is Bozette at third base to guard against a bunt. As the first pitch is high, right by the letters, 1-0. Austin's now missed with 4 pitches at the letters this inning. Now he's up to 50 pitches and 36 for strikes, so he's cruising with a 72% strike percentage. Mason Marenko leading off the bag, about 9 feet off at first base, being held on by Jaden Shepard as the 1-0 is popped in the air on the right side in foul ground. Shepard racing over, and he will also run out of room, as that's over adjacent to the Yakima dugout on the right side. 1-1. So as we mentioned before, the Black Bears happy to start 0-0 for the second half. They have 6 games in hand on both Corvallis and Ridgefield, and 2 on Portland as they look to try to climb their way back in and hopefully come out in the second half with a division title of their own. Corvallis, of course, won the first half. So 1-1, and it's in the air to center field. Mortensen sprinting in on it, dives, tumbles, and he makes the play. Brock Mortensen laying it all out and comes to a rolling stop to make the play and sends Shanks down for out number 1.
All right, up now is number 35. Bryce.
Those line drives right at you in the outfield are really tricky to get a beat on, especially in center. You barely have any perception of where that ball's going to go, and Mortensen was able to come up with it, made the right move, set back first before racing in, and was able to put the stop on it for the first out at the top of the 5th. Now Martin Grudzelanek up. He's 0 for 1. A quick throw to first is not in time. And the starting third baseman, 6'2", 170 pounds, from San Diego, California, and he will be Kelly Austin's teammate at UCLA. Austin with a long pause, delivers, grounded up the middle again. A nice stop by him. Over to Nishida for 1. Can they do it again? Yes, they can. The 1-2 4-3 double play. Another one. And Grudzelanek was the victim both times. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard yet again. We're halfway through here, David Story. Let's go to the bottom of the 5th, scoreless tie, and the Black Bears looking to be the first to draw blood here, right here on KDO and YouTube. Bottom of the 5th inning. Nothing for the Black Bears, nothing for the Pippins, as Cowlitz looking to change that here, setting up Schwartz, Nishida, Bozette. They try to support their starting pitcher who's done such a spectacular job today, both just on the mound and also defensively, helping be a part of a pair of double plays. Schwartz is 0 for 1. He struck out with 2 men on earlier in the game, as it's been a pitcher's duel out here today between Johnson and Austin, as fouls one back off the pole. And it's holding the screen in place behind home plate, 0-1. This game is all about who's going to blink first. Black Bears do have more hits today. Let's see if they can turn those into some runs as Schwartz fouls one back, 0-2. Schwartz essentially a second leadoff guy up there at the plate. High average for the Black Bears, gets on base a ton. And familiar with playing over here, of course, attends LCC. And the 0-2 swung on and hit in the air over Marenko's head. And that's going to land in right for a base hit. So what do we tell you about Matthew Schwartz? Gets a hit when they need it. And that's the 4th hit of the ball game for the Black Bears. This one to lead off the inning as Riku Nishida steps on up there.
Welcome to the plate now, number 5, Riku Nishida.
Nishida is 0 for 2 with a flyout and then a bunt foul on a 3rd strike. Comes up with the man on first, squares around, not only pulls the bat back, but also gets his back leg out of the way. And the count 1-0. So that time there's there's no subjectivity to that one. He definitely squared around a bunt there, but he also definitely pulled it back. 1-0. And Nishida daring him with the bunt attempt. Drops it down. It's a beauty. over to the right side of the mound. Johnson picks it up, funnels it over to first, but the sacrifice works, and Schwartz advances to second base. Now a runner in scoring position for Brock Bozette.
Up now is number 3.
Bozette, of course, leads the team with 18 runs batted in. And with runners in scoring position this season, he's hitting .258, 8 hits in 31 tries. Schwartz leads off the bag. First pitch to Bozette is a little high for a ball, 1-0. Bozette from Spokane Falls College, from Spokane, Washington, 6'1", 175 pounds. Great glove, great batter. One of the offensive MVPs for this team. As the 1-0 to Bozette is rolled over and will loop foul on the left side, 1-1. Black Bears come into today's game hitting 196 with runners in scoring position, a number that they certainly need to trend up in the second half. Today they are 0 for 2 in those situations. And again, the Black Bears just one hit here, one hit there away from being an above 500 team in the first half, as Bozette takes one low, 2-1. And honestly, the good thing about this team, or the thing about this team that should make Black Bears fans hopeful for the second half, is all they got to do is just have a couple of more hits with runners in scoring position, and that's it. That's the one tweak they need. If they can hit like an average team with runners on second and third, this is going to be a very competitive ball club in the standings, as Bozette chops one high and foul on the first base end, and we're leaving it out at 2-2. They have the best pitching staff in the league. They have sensational defense, a bullpen that can stack up with anybody else, and now they brought in a couple new guys that fit right in. Eli Takalo, he pitched a scoreless inning yesterday, and then Mickey Thompson threw 7 shutout innings against Corvallis. So they've even added to themselves, as Bozette hits a slow roller to third. It's picked up by Martin Grudzelanek, and he'll throw it over to first and send Bozette down for out number 2. So 5-3. Schwartz forced to stay over there as the ball hit in front of him, so he's planted at second, as Jacob Stinson will now be responsible for trying to give the Black Bears their first run.
Now it's number 18, Jacob Stinson.
Stinson has walked and reached on a fielder's choice today. Leads the team in batting average. First one to him is a fastball off the plate outside, 1-0. That was Johnson's 74th pitch and his 25th off the plate. Stinson has plenty of power, can get it into the gap. Just need a little chip shot into the outfield with Schwartz's speed here, as the 1-0 is again outside, 2-0. No action in the Pippins bullpen yet. Imagine the Black Bears won't have many guys going in their pen. Kelly Austin only with 53 pitches through 5. 2-0. And that one's right down the plate for a strike. Caught a lot of it on the outside portion, 2-1. So Stinson now in different counts, still in a hitter's count though. As they're 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position, just need that one as Stinson lifts it, but foul on the left end, out of play, 2-2. 4 hits for the Black Bears, just 2 for Yakima Valley. So they struggled to hit the ball yesterday, putting a lot more contact in. As the Black Bears trying to put an end to this joint shutout on both sides. Nothing for the Pippins, nothing for the Black Bears here in the bottom of the fifth inning. 2 down and a 2-2 count to number 3 hitter. He deals, and Stinson swings and misses and is tagged by Dickman, who's sent down for the final out of the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left aboard. Let's go to the top of the 6th inning. Still a scoreless tie, and Yakima coming on up to the plate. You are tuned in to Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. Top 6, Plante, Spencer Marenko, and Chase Graves coming up. Have to, just reminded myself, I have to differentiate between Spencer and Mason Marenko. Brothers from North Bend, Washington on this team, and their middle infield partners as Kelly Austin looks to post another 0 on the scoreboard. Yeah, Austin hasn't allowed a run since that game against Bend. He went 7 shutout in his last game. Now Plante to the plate, 0 for 1 with the strikeout swinging. First pitch from Austin is low for a ball, 1-0. Austin with just 5 strikeouts on the game. He had 5 through the first 3 innings, then none in the last 2. So let's see if he can pick that number back up as he gets one lifted in the air to left center field. Going back is Mensch, and he camps under it to make the play and send him down for the first out of the inning. So some hard-lifted baseballs out there to the outfield, but Mortensen and Mensch have been all over them as Spencer Marenko, the 9-hitter, steps on up. He's 0 for 1.
Up now, number 7, Spencer Marenko.
Double taps the bag, and he's ready to go. First one is a strike and the count 0-1. So now Kelly Austin has a scoreless streak of 12 in the 3rd innings. Last gave up a run in the 8th against Bend. And again, that game was way back on June 27th as the 0-1 is stick ball pitch in front of the plate. Blocked by Weber, though. 1 ball and 1 strike. Top of the order due up next with Chase Graves, the leadoff man, waiting in the on-deck circle. Pippins not used to this low run total. Of course, nobody can really be used to the pitching of Kelly Austin, who lands that breaking ball on the outside corner, 1-2. And I'll contend, I'll go up and talk to anybody in the league or around baseball in general. Kelly Austin is the best starter in the West Coast League. I mean, he's just got sensational stuff out there. We're being treated to it again. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Kelly Austin with strikeout number 6 today. Goes up and away with the changeup and sends Marenko down for out number 2. It's just another day at the office for him as Chase Graves comes on up. He's 0 for 2. And this isn't, waxing poetically out of arrogance or anything. You're seeing and hearing the same things that I am with just the way that he's pitching, and he's got the numbers to back it up. It's just, calling it as I see it, as Austin misses outside at 1-0. And that makes him much watch, much listen to baseball, must attend for any Black Bears fan. And with that, we're happy that you've tuned in today, and I hope you're happy that you have tuned in. So the 1-0 is high from Kelly. 2 balls and no strikes. We're already in the top of the 6th with 2 down. Just an hour and 13 into this contest. Another Black Bears game. Pace of play always coming on in. As the 2-0. There's a fastball on the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. When Graves flied out to right center, Riku Nishida went into a different gear and actually was able to beat the outfielders to the ball. Made the grab over his shoulder as Austin has a fastball inside. Popped up over in foul territory on the first base end. Shepard goes over and cannot make the play as that'll land over in the picnic area next to the Pippins dugout. 2-2. Top 6, scoreless tie. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Austin from the extreme first base side of the rubber. He comes set. Digs his front toe in, kicks, and delivers the 2-2, and that one slipped. As that was up and inside to Graves, 3-2. You can tell every time Austin doesn't get that spin, he always kind of snaps his fingers together afterward. Try to get the friction he was looking for. Big payoff. He deals, and he got him! Strike 3, Kelly Austin! With a war cry after that one. Catches him window shopping on the inside with the curve and puts Graves down for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left aboard. Bottom of the 6th coming up, and your Black Bears coming to bat. You are tuned in to Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning here at David Story Field on the beautiful campus of Lower Columbia College in Longview, Washington. A great evening for a ball game as we're all tied up at 0 apiece. Brock Mortensen, Henry Mensch, Case Ogata coming up on a 70-degree night. Wind coming in at 8 miles an hour from left field. Mortensen is 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts, and Kenny Johnson, though his pitch count is higher, he's been up to the challenge of going up against Kelly Austin today. He's matched him with zeros the whole way as Cowlitz again looking to finally strike first in this back and forth pitchers duel. First one to Brock is on the outside corner for a strike. Went with the breaking ball, 0-1. Yeah, there are 3 other games going on around the league. We'll check in on them in just a moment as the 0-1. Mortensen lifts one in the air to right center, and that's going to dunk in for a single. Ball is picked up by Shanks, fired in, and again, the Black Bears able to lead off with the base runner. So back-to-back innings, they lead off with the base hit. Let's see if they can take advantage this time around as Henry Mensch comes up 0 for 2 with a lineout and a flyout, both to left field. So as promised, we'll take a quick look around the league. Portland trailed Corvallis 2-0 at Goss Stadium in the bottom of the 5th. Bend with a 1-0 lead over Bellingham in the bottom of the 4th at Vince Genna. As the first one to Mensch is high 1-0, and then finally the Port Angeles Lefties are up on the Walla Walla Sweets 1-0. Johnson has now surrendered 5 hits, hit a batter, but is not allowed to run. As this one to Mensch is hit through the hole on the right side for a base hit. That'll give Mortensen some room to run. He rounds second, heads to third, and it is a no-out single for Henry Mensch. Back-to-back base hits for the Black Bears, and they're in business. Runners on the corners and nobody out. And now the big man, Case Ogata, coming to the plate.
Number 25, Case Ogata.
He and Toriano Sweet made some shirts to keep him motivated. It says beefy on the front with a big T-bone steak replacing one of the E's, and he's a big guy, a lot of power, and can bust this game wide open for the Black Bears. First pitch to him, and it's lined up the middle, and it's caught by Moreno. Fires to first, it's a double play. 4-3, Moreno to LaJoie, and that'll take the air out of the Black Bears' tires a little bit as Ogata barreled that right up, but right at
Number 34, Wilson Wheels.
the second baseman, and now it'll be up to Weber to make something happen here. Weber's 1 for 2 as he swings at the first one and misses 0-1. Black Bears had back-to-back base hits and then that line-out double play. So now, just like that, the snap of a finger, or snap of fingers, I should say. There's now 2 outs and now 2 strikes as Weber takes a fastball inside. Mortensen on third. He led off the inning with a single, followed by a Henry Mensch hit. But now he's alone on the base paths. 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. And Johnson able to get out of it with the strikeout of Weber. Yells at the Black Bears dugout in the process. As now we'll head to the 7th. Still a scoreless tie, and Kelly Austin coming back out there for another inning of work. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left aboard. Let's go to the 7th, and Yakima coming to bat right here on YouTube. And 99.1 FM, 1400 AM, KADO, Longview, Kelso. Top 7 now. Austin back out there again. Only 65 pitches for the right-hander as LeJoie, Dickman, Williamson
Number 27.
are all due up to the plate as the sun finally starting to set out there a little bit. Going down by a closer collection of trees on the left side. And some shadows starting to cascade their way onto the field. Still a little filtering of sunlight, especially out there in right. It's completely covered by the sun as LeJoie digs in. Right-hander is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a lineout. Austin with 7 Ks so far. First pitch to him is hit in the air over to deep right. Going back on it to the track is Stinson on the run. He's got it. Jacob Stinson with the grab to the corner. And LeJoie is down on the flyout for the first out of the inning.
Number 12, Blake Dickman.
Now here comes Blake Dickman, who slammed one to center, but it was caught by Mortensen. Also has a base hit in today's game as well. Just 2 hits for Yakima Valley today. Austin, high leg kick, fires, breaking ball, a little high, 1-0. Try to start him with that up and in curveball. Gets a lot of guys to look at those, but doesn't help if they're looking and it's a little high, and he knows that, so he'll be ready for the next one. 1-0, fastball popped up, over on the right side and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike coming on up to Blake Dickman. Six in a row retired for Kelly Austin. Now against Yakima Valley. As the 1-1 breaking ball airs a strike right on the outside edge, 1-2. So Kelly started that one up and in. Then threw the fastball and now clips the outside corner. He's ready for the 1-2 pitch. Noah Williamson, the league's leading home run man, on deck. 1-2 from Austin, and he does not get the chase on the breaking ball down and outside, so a 2-2 count forthcoming for the catcher on the Yakima Valley Pippins. Kyle Sandstrom getting ready in the pen. Although he might not be able to come in until the 8th, the way that Austin, or maybe even the 9th, the way Austin's pitching, as he goes with the change, gets a wave out and miss from Dickman, and Kelly Austin with another strikeout today. For Kelly, that is 8 on the evening. 2 away from his season high as Noah Williamson will drag his bat into the box. I didn't mean that as any sort of insult. That's exactly what he's doing. He drags the bat on the ground before coming in. Today he's 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out on one of the best plays that you'll see in the West Coast League this season. Riku Nishida slid behind the bag and made a one-hop throw to Shepard as Williamson swats this one foul on the right side, 0-1. For Yakima Valley, no runs, 2 hits, 1 error, 1 left. For Cowlitz, no runs, 6 hits, no errors, and 7 left aboard. And Kelly's 0-1. Swing and a miss. That's that. Another off speed for him. Little slider action that time, 0-2. Does he have strikeout number 9 in him? Let's see if we can get it on pitch number 74. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, bases empty. And Austin delivers, and this is chopped hard. Ooh, jumping over it is the third base coach, just able to get out of the way. So we'll do it all over again, 0-2. Austin shakes off the first 2. Now he agrees with the third sign. Coming set is Weber, down and away. Probably the breaking ball he deals and misses high. 1-2. As Austin was going with the changeup there, but it just did not drop. Probably fortunate that it didn't drop. If it dropped there, it probably would have hung. Just stayed flat right by the shoulders. And the 1-2 gets the darting curveball there, but in the dirt, Williamson staying patient at the plate. Good plate discipline we're seeing from Williamson. who bends the back behind his shoulder. It's a 2-2 from Alston. He got him, swing and a miss. Kelly Austin, 9 strikeouts in 7 innings for him today as he sends Williamson down for the second time in the ballgame. As we go to the bottom of the 7th, it's stretch time at David Story. Scoreless tie, and the Black Bears coming to bat. You are tuned in to Black Bears baseball right now on KEDO and on YouTube. Jaden Shepard, Matthew Schwartz, Riku Nishida looking to produce the first run of the ballgame. The Black Bears have had 6 hits, left 7 aboard, so now let's see if they can get one across and help out Kelly Austin. Kenny Johnson up at 86 pitches, so he might be starting to tire a little bit. Shepard's 1 for 2, takes one down and outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Although Johnson, let's not take anything away from him. He's pitched a great game in his own right. No runs allowed on 6 hits, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. Also hit a batter as he tries to get the slider, and he does get it on the outside corner, 1-1. These two teams will be back at it tomorrow at 6:35 p.m. right here. David Story Field. You can get your tickets at CalixBlackBears.com as another one from Johnson hits the edge outside, 1-2. You can also tune in on YouTube and also on KEDO, KEDOAM.com. Now Shepard behind in the count, 1-2. And swings and misses at the inside change. He's down for out number 1. So Matthew Schwartz, 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout today. One of the Black Bears' 6 base knocks on the game. All singles for him as the first one is low and outside, 1-0. That's how Johnson's been starting off the 2 batters this inning with low and away pitches, and he was able to battle back against Shepard, though he's a little more strikeout prone than Schwartz is. And the 1-0 is high and outside, 2-0. That's more because Shepard, though, big power hitters, most of the time are a little bit more prone to strikeouts. Schwartz has some pop, but more of a high contact guy. He's 19 singles on the year. As the 2-0 waved at and missed. Breaking ball outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, really fast game going on here. An hour and 30 minutes, and we're already in the bottom of the 7th with 1 down. 2-1. 3-1. Schwartz takes one away as now he's on the precipice of drawing the second walk for the Black Bears against Kenny Johnson. So the 3-1 coming in, and he delivers high and outside, ball 4, and again the Black Bears have a man on base. Now Riku Nishida steps up. The Black Bears have had at least 1 man on in each inning. And now with 1 away, Riku probably not going to bunt. So let's see if he can get one of his famous opposite field hits and keep the line moving. He's 0 for 2 with a sac bunt, a flyout, and a strikeout. First one to him, checked his swing, and that was inside. He did not go. And agreeing is Chad Little Riku is a master of the check swing. He was able to keep his wrists all the way back and pulls the angle of that bat all the way back towards his body. Makes it an easy call for the home plate and field umpires alike. The 1-0. Nishida takes one high, 2 balls and no strikes. And high for Nishida is usually a strike for others, but he's only 5'6", so he has the benefit of the smaller zone. Helps him out, fits his style of play. Fast hitter, likes to draw walks. Get on base any way you can. 2-0. And up and inside, 3-0, and Johnson in danger of walking back-to-back hitters. The right-hander continuing to toss in the pen for the Pippins. Looking for 2 on for Bozette. 3 balls, no strikes. Schwartz over at first base. And the throw over, not in time. Schwartz was off a little bit far, about 12 feet off, but able to scurry back just in time. Nishida waggles the bat a little bit. He's way ahead in the count. Doesn't have to do anything if he doesn't want to. He takes the 3-0 in, ball 4, and Riku works walk number 14 on the season to put 2 men on for Brock Bozette. So now a quick meeting at the mound as they instruct the bullpen arm to take off his pullover. So now he's going to start throwing a little bit more. This is just a meeting with the pitching coach. So in the meantime, let's go around the West Coast League one more time for you today. We'll probably do it again before the end of the game. Corvallis have now a 4-0 lead on Portland over at Goss Stadium. It's in the bottom of the 5th inning. Bend lead the Bellingham Bells 1-0 in the bottom of the 5th. That's at Vince Ganna Stadium. And Port Angeles maintain their 1-0 lead on the Walla Walla Sweets. That's in the top of the 4th at Civic Field. So every game has at least one team working on a shutout, and the one here, both teams are working on it. But now the Black Bears trying to open it up. Bozette's been hit by a pitch and grounded out twice. Just needs one hit here to get the job done, as Johnson now at 99 pitches. Here's 100, and there's a strike on the outside, 0-1.
Official hospitality partner of the Cowlitz Black Bears gets
100 pitches for Johnson, 64 strikes, and I know y'all at home could do that math with that percentage. A lot of speed on the base paths for the Black Bears. Hitting the gap, scores 2 easily, 0-1. Bozette swings and misses at the tight breaking ball. It falls behind, no balls and 2 strikes. So Johnson leaning more on his secondary stuff here. See if he goes back to that slider after 2 in a row. Kicks, delivers, there it is, and it's down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes for Jacob Stinson waiting on deck. No runs, 6 hits, no errors, 7 left for the Black Bears. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error, 1 left for the Pippins. Pitchers duel out here today. And Cowlitz looking to make Kenny Johnson blink first. Johnson bending back in, looking for the signs. He's got him. Up against Bozette. And the 1-2 downstairs, so Brock learned from the previous couple of pitches. And does not chase there, evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Johnson's control this inning has not been the same. It's a couple of walks after striking out Jaden Shepard. 2-2. And Bozette wastes that one. That was a good inside slider, but Brock able to just foul that one away. Did exactly what he needed to do with that pitch. Not much else is possible with those down and in cutting pitches, but able to get the job done and survive for another pitch against Johnson. Nishida on first base with a big lead. Matthew Schwartz 15 feet off the second base bag. Scoreless tie, 2-2. Bozette skies one foul. And we'll do it again. So Johnson now with a 6-pitch plate appearance against Kenny Johnson. Bozette with the 6-pitch plate appearance against Kenny Johnson. There we go. It's Kenny now up to 105, 67 strikes. Checks on second base. The 2-2 on the way. Bozette lines one up the middle, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. They're going to hold Schwartz at third as that was hit very shallow, but now Cowlitz have the bases loaded and one out for their three-hitter, Jacob Stinson, and now the chess match begins. What will the Pippins coaching staff do? And it looks like that's going to be it for Johnson. So right-hander warming up in the pen. Looks like the ball's going to get taken away, and that'll be it for Kenny Johnson. He shakes hands with everybody over there in the field, and wow, what a spectacular performance for that young man. Goes 6 1/3. All 3 runners on base, his responsibility, but did strike out 6 Black Bears. Allowed 7 hits and 3 walks, though. As he'll exit this game, he cannot win the game, but he can lose if a run comes on in. We're going to step aside for this call to the bullpen. New arm for the Pippins. We'll tell you who it is on the other side of this break right here on KEDO and on YouTube. Jacob, can we have 2 minutes, please? Thank you so much. Well, a huge spot for the Black Bears here as Owen Wild takes over on the bump. I'm told his profile is almost as the exact same pitcher as Kenny Johnson, so let's see if this move pays off for the Pippins. Wild, 2-0 with a 2.70 ERA and 8 appearances. This is now his 9th. He has a pair of saves in 20 innings, 31 Ks, 16 walks, and 18 hits allowed. He pitches to a 1.70 ERA. First pitch from the righty, Stinson grounds one over to second. It's stopped and he boots it. Here comes Schwartz, he will score. Nishida around second, he will also score. It's an costly error by Mason Marenko, and 2 come in for the Black Bears. Good things happen when you put the bat on the ball, and the Black Bears finally draw first blood. It's 2-0. Marenko dove to stop that one. They still have not scored it on the board. I mean, I'd imagine that's got to be an E4. As Brock Mortensen to the plate with a little less pressure on his shoulders. 2 on and 1 away. First one to Mortensen, swing and a miss. And it is officially ruled an error in the count 0-1. So Stinson might not have gotten the hit, but hey, he'll take what you can get. As the next one to Mortensen, cut on a miss, 0-2. So hard hit grounder by Stinson, and now the Black Bears can breathe a little bit, but not for long. As now Mortensen behind 0-2, and they still got to hold on to a 2-0 lead. Mortensen 1 for 3 today. 0-2 is outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, I don't know about everybody else here, but up here in the booth, our whole Black Bear staff certainly seems a little bit lighter now. It's like a weight's been taken off the shoulders. No hit with the runner in scoring position, but again, he'll take the error. Stinson knocks in the runs as the 1-2 cut on a miss by Brock. And he's down for strike 3. There's 2 away in the bottom of the 7th. Here comes Henry Mensch. Mensch is 1 for 3. He's lined out, flied out, and singled today. Now, I saw Sandstrom run in from the bullpen. But we don't know. Austin might be in. I don't think he went out to the pen to stretch out. First pitch is a strike at the knees to Mensch, 0-1. Mensch is 1 for 3. And trying to get the job done here and bring in a few more to help out his pitching staff. Both of those unearned runs charged to Kenny Johnson, though Stinson is the responsibility of Wild as Mensch swings and misses 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 2 men on for Cowlitz as they now lead it 2-0. Wild trying to stop the bleeding right here. And now Wild kicks, fires the 0-2. Mensch skies one into right field. This one continues to carry, going way back there, and Mensch has it drop in for extra bases as it bounces over and into the bullpen for a ground rule double. So Henry Mensch, well, I don't think he wanted it to be a ground rule double. I don't know if anybody ever really does. As now Mensch was getting ready to go to third. Stinson had already crossed home plate, but now they have to go back. But either way, it's an RBI double for Henry Mensch. And the Black Bears now lead it 3-0. And Queso Gata up now. So now all 3 runners have come in that Johnson was charged with. So now Johnson charged with all 3 of those runs, and 1 of those is earned. Wild's put 2 aboard. The first one to Ogata, fastball strike on the inside, 0-1. That one broke a little in towards his hand, so that's why he held up on it. Perhaps thought it was a bit too far in, but instead that crossed the black. He's 1 for 3 with a line drive, a single, and a reach on an error as the 0-1 is hit up the middle, and that's through for a base hit. Stinson scores. Here comes Mensch rounding third. He will score. It's a 2 RBI single for Queso Gata, and the Black Bears have opened this game wide up. It's a 5-0 lead.
You're not getting tired.
Queso Gata now with back-to-back multi-hit games. He now has 3 of those this season. Wilson Weber coming up as the Black Bears 1 man away from batting completely around. Weber, the 9th man to send to the plate. And it's time now called, and might be it for Wild, unless I want to have a quick chat. As Fitzpatrick, the pitching coach, making the slow walk out there. So the Black Bears, earlier in the game, there were signs of it. They were cracking through, but could not completely bust the game open. Now 5 runs in the inning. Came into the game hitting 196 with runners in scoring position. Today, they are 3 for 11, hitting 273, and they'll take that in today's game. As now Ogata not in scoring position, but with Weber's power, really anybody's in scoring position. It all started with the Marenko error that could have been an inning-ending double play. Or at least, no, just a regular play on the ball. As Weber takes a strike, 0-1. Wilson has a single sandwiched in between a couple of swinging strikeouts. All of that was against Johnson, first time facing Wild this season. As the 0-1 from the Gig Harbor, Washington native misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wild So Gonzaga throws very hard, but the Black Bears can eat those fastballs right up as they've done this inning. 1-1 is tapped off the end of the bat and rolled over, or rather fielded in foul territory by Lajoie, and Wilson behind. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
HeritageBankNW.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And it's a party over here at David Story after that 5-run mark. The Black Bears still can add to it now with 2 down. Ogata on first. He's knocked in 2. 1-2. And fouled straight back. And we'll do it all over again. Black Bears have a lot of good tools at their disposal. Let's see if they go back to Austin for the next inning. Nobody warming in the pen. They had Sandstrom tossing, but now he's back in the dugout. And Wild's next 1-2 is just off the blackout side. Much to the dismay of the Pippins bench. Count even at 2-2 as John Poland says that's outside. Shepard again waits on deck. He started off the inning with the strikeout, and then the floodgates slowly began to open. Next one for Weber, the 2-2, and whoa, late one, but just fouled off the tip of the bat. And 5 holes Dickman, even the count out at 2-2. Lights are on here at David Stories. The sun continues to set, but as the weather cools down, the Black Bears bats have been heating up. Now Wilson trying to make his mark on this ball game. Up 5-0 off the North Division champions from the first half. And another 2-2. Weber hits one hard, chops it foul. It's Wild up to 17 pitches in this relief outing. Another right-hander. Getting loose out there. It is Case Matter. So he'll likely come in the next inning as Yakima hoping they don't have to use him before then. Deuces Wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, and Weber calls time to break the tension a little bit. Game still cruising along, hour and 49 minutes in. Bottom of the 7th with 2 down. Wild takes a quick peek at Ogata. Nice lead off the bag for him, about 10 feet off the 2-2, and Weber takes the fastball outside. There's a back pick throw, and the throw beat him, but Lajoie's tag did not. Actually, I don't even think it happened, as he was more worried about stopping that hopping baseball. As now a payoff pitch coming in to Weber. Wilson with the open stance in the box. Ogata no longer being held on, so he has as big a lead as he wants. He runs on the pitch, and Weber swings and misses strike 3 and is sent down for the final out of the inning. But what an inning it was. The Black Bears score 5 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and leave just 1 man aboard. Let's go to the top of the 8th inning with a 5-0 Black Bears lead, and Yakima coming to bat against another inning from Kelly Austin right here on KADO and on YouTube. Well, it took a long time, but we're here. The Black Bears have indeed taken the lead over the Pippins, 5-0, and Kelly Austin back out there for another inning of work. He's only thrown 77 pitches through his 7 innings, so just 11 per. No runs on 2 hits, 1 walk, 9 Ks. Can match his season high with the next strikeout if he can get one. And the Black Bears, of course, able to get a bunch of State Farm insurance runs after 2 were brought in by an error by the second baseman off the bat of Jacob Stinson. And, of course, any extra runs that help protect the Black Bears' lead are brought to you by your local State Farm agents here in Longview. Bob Beal and Scott Fisher got your back. You can reach them at 360-425-5432 as this one is hit on the ground sharply up the middle by Mason Marenko. And he's now perfect on the base paths with 2 hits and 2 at-bats, also a walk in there. And you can also find Scott Fisher at 360-432-9500. Those are your local State Farm agents of Longview. Catch them for any of your insurance needs. Shanks is 0 for 2. He's lined out and struck out today. Black Bears have turned a pair of double plays today. See if they can do it again right here. First one from Austin. And this is a slow hopper, so he might not have a play at second, only to first. And Shanks is able to advance the base runner, so 1-3 on the soft ground out. Puts a runner in scoring position for Yakima. Yakima Valley Pippins have not had a runner in scoring position all game long today. We just took a look there. So Marenko, the first man to reach second base safely, as Martin Grudzelanek steps up. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of 1-4-3 double plays. First pitch to the righty is down and away, 1-0. Cowlitz 5 runs on 9 hits, no errors, 8 left. Yakima Valley no runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, and 1 left aboard as Cowlitz look to win their first game here in the second half. Still need 4 more outs, or rather 5 more defensive outs though. As the 1-0 from Austin is grounded sharply to short. Picked up by Schwartz on a hop, clutches, fires to first, and they got him. So Martin Grudzelanek rather, is 0 for 3 today, and there's 2 down in the top of the 8th.
Up now is number 14, Austin Plante.
Austin Plante is 0 for 2. He struck out and flied out to deep left field. Austin at 82 pitches. Like to get out of this inning well under 90 if he can. It's the only left-hander in the starting lineup, and Plante swings and misses. 0-1. Plante's got a bit of a heavy swing. He drops his arms a little bit. So it's hard for him to catch up on some of those pitches outside. 0-1 with 2 down. Plante with the open stance. And the next one is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Plante, today's DH. From Washington State University, Lake Travis, Texas native. He's 6'4" and 215 pounds, so he profiles as a hard-hitting infielder. Hits the ball hard, but has hit into some bad luck this year. Is the 1-1 on the way. Swing and a miss outside, 1-2, and Austin on the verge of matching his season high if he can get another swing and a miss here. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Top of the 8th, Black Bears up 5-0. Marenko on second base. And Austin deals, swung on, grounded to second. Nishida's there, picks it up, fires to first, and they got him for the final out of the inning. Kelly Austin has matched his season high with 8 innings, and this time 8 shutout frames. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left aboard. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Black Bears 5, Pippins nothing right here on KDO and on YouTube.
New cheerleader over here.
New arm on the mound in the bottom of the 8th. 5-0 Black Bears lead it over the Pippins as Case Matter will come on out there. Matter making his 5th appearance on the season. He's tossed 4 1/3 innings, struck out 7, walked 5. He has a 2.77 whip and a 14.53 ERA. But a lot of that came in just 2 outings. He has 2 scoreless relief appearances, one against Walla Walla where he went an inning, walked 1, struck out 1. And then he also went 1 1/3 against the Sweets. Again, this time on July 6th. Did not allow a run, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts, no walks. But against Ridgefield in an inning, he allowed 3 earned on 2 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. And against the Elks, he threw an inning, allowing 5 runs, 4 earned on 3 hits, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. So has done well against his own division, but not as well against the South. As the 6-foot, 170-pound right-hander from the University of Washington will face off against Shepard, Schwartz, and Nishida, who look to tack on a few more before the final frame ensues. And James Bradwell warming up in the pen. Now Kelly Austin with 86 pitches. We'll see what Brian Burst decides to do here, but he'll have at least 3 outs to think about it. As Matter in there, trying to finish things all up. Only 1 inning with runs today, and that was the bottom of the 7th. Cowlitz with 5 off an, 2-run scoring error by the second baseman Mason Marenko off the bat of Jacob Stinson. Then an RBI base hit by Henry Mensch, a ground rule double, and 2 runs coming in off a RBI hit by Case Ogata, who's been red hot for the Black Bears lately. 3-game hitting streak and a 2-game extra base, or rather multi-hit game streak. I always want to say extra base when I mean multi-hit. First one to Shepard, who's 1 for 3 today. Takes one down and outside, 1-0. 5 runs on 9 hits, no errors, 8 left for the Black Bears, who today offensively bounced back well from that 19 strikeout game yesterday against Corvallis. Shepard takes one high, 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, overall today the Black Bears have struck out just 8 times in comparison. And Shepard's the 2-0 Shepard is down and outside, 3 balls and no strikes. Black Bears have also worked 3 walks today. That's right around their average, as the 3-0 to Shep is a fastball right down Main Street for a strike, 3-1. Yakima will send up Spencer Marenko, Chase Graves, and Willie Lajoie when they come up in the top of the 9th. James Bradwell is warming in the pen as the 3-1 is taken outside. Ball 4 off the glove of Dickman. So a leadoff walk puts Shepard aboard for Matthew Schwartz, who's 1 for 2 with a strikeout, single, walk, and of course, the first run scored of the ball game. That's the difference is when he came over and touched home plate back in the last inning. Matthew just continues to rake here at the bottom of the Black Bears order. First pitch to him is a breaking ball that tumbles down and away, 1-0. Again, this is the first game of a 3-game set for Cowlitz against the Yakima Valley Pippins. Tomorrow at 6:35 p.m. they'll face off, and then at 1:05 on Sunday afternoon we'll see them play. And you can get your tickets at CowlitzBlackBears.com or tune in on YouTube, KEDO and KEDOAM.com as Schwartz sees 2 away. Now a 2-0 count. Matters come in throwing 7 pitches, 6 off the plate. And Case kicks, delivers, and there's a fastball strike on the outside, 2-1. So I'm looking over to the bullpen for any indication on whether or not we'll see Austin again. And it's unclear. As there goes Shepard, swinging and miss by Schwartz, and Shep in the 6-6 frame dives into second with the swipe bag. So Schwartz caught on and missed there. And they're going to say batter's interference on Schwartz, so Shepard is out on the play instead. So tough break for the Black Bears as I'm not really sure what really happened there because Schwartz took a swing on the play. Now, batter's interference, I believe the batter's out, not the runner. It looked like Schwartz was in the box, but I guess they say he leaned down over the dish. And interesting, so they call Shepard out on batter's interference.
If you're confused about the call there, running in front of the catcher is what caused that out there. Maybe a question in your mind.
All right, so offensive interference on the play. Now the base is empty. A 2-2 count to Schwartz. The 2-2 is in there. Strike three, so Schwartz down looking for out number 2.
All right, dust it off. Let's get fired up for Riku Nishida.
Here's Riku Nishida. So Nishida is 0 for 2 with a sac bunt, a strikeout, a walk, and a flyout as he fouls one back. And ooh, a nice play by a fan, catching it on the bounce, and will hand it to a young lady in the stands. 0-1. All right, so it was batter's interference as Nishida takes a strike 0-2, but I'm trying to see what's supposed to happen there. I mean, I'm taking the umpire's word for it. Again, Little and Poland are two big-time professionals out there. As the 0-2, Nishida chops one high. This could be a foot race. Martin Gruzelanek fires to first. That's not in time. Infield single for Riku Nishida, and the inning stays alive. That's hit number 10 for the Black Bears. Hey, that's not on Martin Gruzelanek. That's just the speed of Nishida.
Up now, number 3, Brock Bozette.
Here's Brock Bozette, 1 for 3, hit by a pitch, ground out. Another ground out, and a single for him. All right, so again, they did make the right call. The runner is down on batter's interference. This is a pop-up by the Pippins bench, and it's caught for the final out of the inning. So no runs on one hit. No errors, one bizarre call, but it was got right, and one left to board. Top of the 9th coming up. And it's a 5-0 Black Bears lead. Just staying with it to see if Austin comes back out. They're tossing T-shirts around.
All right, they're doing the T-shirt toss now.
And I believe they might be making a change. Well, we'll find out on the other side of this break right here on KDO and YouTube for the exciting conclusion of this matchup between the Pippins and the Black Bears. All right. So it is the bullpen that will be called upon as James Bradwell, big candidate out there on the mound to try to lock this one down. A 5-0 Cowlitz lead here, and Spencer Morenko, Chase Graves, and Willie Lajoie due up as Bradwell look to nail this one down. James on the season. As we'll take a quick look at his numbers. He's been great, but he's a little shaky in his last 2 outings, including non-league games. He's 1-1 with a 3.86 ERA. This is his 10th appearance. He's made 3s or converted on 5 saves. They only have 3 here, but they missed 2 of them. He struck out 14, walked 1, and allowed 7 hits, pitching to a 1.68 ERA. He is 6'5", 220 pounds, from the University of British Columbia, from Gibson's BC, as now coming on in his last 2 outings, he gave up 3 runs total. But before that, had only given up 1 run, and that was against Wenatchee. So looking to start a new streak of scoreless stretches, and I believe there are some people with radar guns here to see him. Well, what they'll see might break that gun, as he's got some electric stuff. Sits around 92, 93, as that fastball is high for a ball, 1-0. Can top out at 95 miles an hour. He's got a curveball and a slider, also an occasional changeup that he's working on to mix in. As Bradwell's next one is laced hard and foul on the right side, out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike coming out of the hands of Bradwell. Morenko is 0 for 2 today. He's grounded out and struck out. This complete part of the order is a combined 0 for 9, or rather 0 for 8 today. My mistake. 1-1. There's a strike on the outside corner. And the count now 1-2. Bradwell showing it out today. We remind you to stay tuned after the final out. The Cowlitz Black Bears postgame show brought to you by the Daily News. 1-2. The hook is a little high and inside. Morenko veers out of the way. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bradwell does have 3 Ks in his last 5 outs recorded. As he gets ready for the 2-2 against the righty, he deals, swing and a miss, strike 3 at 93 miles an hour. And there's 1 down, and the bench for the Black Bears is hyped, trying to get the crowd in it. 1 away. Here's Chase Graves. Graves 0 for 3, a strikeout, a flyout, and a strikeout looking for him. So he popped one over the head of Rika Nishida, who sprinted over and made a spectacular grab. James kicks, fires, fastball, strike. That's the formula for him. 0-1. Big right-hander from up north, has big power. Out there on the mound, looking to show it off against the Pippins for the first time this season. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and there's another strike on the outside corner. Now the count 0-2. One down, no balls, 2 strikes. He deals, swing and a miss on that wipeout curve, and he's sent down on strikes. Back-to-back Ks for Bradwell, and the Black Bears are 1 out away from winning their first game of the second half. So here is Willie Lajoie, 0 for 3, a flyout, a lineout, and a strikeout. He's hit the ball hard a pair of times. As the first offering is a tapper over to the shortstop, Schwartz on the hop. Fields fires a little high to first. Shepard's got it, makes the tag, and that's it. Ball game over. Black Bears win by a score of 5-0. A complete team victory for them today. The defense was great. The offense was great. Kelly Austin and James Bradwell combined for a shutout and strike out 11 Yakima Valley Pippins, as they'll head into tomorrow's game 1-0 in the second half. As they'll come right back around and take on these same Pippins tomorrow at 6:35 p.m. Coverage starting at 6:30 on KEDO, KEDOAM.com, and of course on the Black Bears YouTube page. As your winning pitcher for today's game is Kelly Austin. Earns his first league win of the season, and the loss will go to Owen Wild as he came in with the game tied. So that'll do it here from all of us with the Black Bears. And stay tuned for your Cowlitz Black Bears post-game show, brought to you by the Daily News, as we'll have Kelly Austin up here with you to chat about another spectacular outing for him today, as He's now, how many scoreless innings? 15 in a row in his last couple of starts. And, of course, again, earning his first league win. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss it right here on YouTube and KEDO. Perfect. Oh, never mind. Jacob, how much time do we have left? Yep, we can go right. Fans of our YouTube production over here, over down to our right, they were watching the game during the game, but they were treated live to a tremendous performance by Kelly Austin, the man to my left right here on the Cowlitz Black Bears post-game show brought to you by the Daily News. Kelly, first off, my goodness. Second, you now have 15 straight scoreless innings. Any special sauce or just going out there executing a game plan?
Just trying to stick to my game plan. Sometimes, you just get lucky with just great defense behind you, and that's what I've gotten blessed with. We've got a really good defensive team over here. We've got a lot of fast guys, a lot of guys with good gloves. So I'm just lucky to have the defense behind me, and I'm just executing the same game plan I'm going after every game.
Now, you let out a battle cry. A little unusual for you. You're pretty, even-keeled out there the mound for the first time, but I think it was the second double play. You were screaming. What made you extra pumped after that one?
So I had been really excited to finally start using my changeup in game. It's a pitch that I've been working on for a really long time.
Right.
And that first time using it, I talked to Weber. I was like, listen, we're not going to use it all the time in the game, but I want to try to use it at least a little bit. So runner gets on for a double play situation. Let's go to the changeup. And puts it down, and I throw 3 changeups in a row and K the guy. And then the next guy throw another 3 changeups in a row, and I get the double play finally. So it was just something that, I've been working on that pitch for months and months and months. So to finally use it in game and finally have it be successful and be the pitch that I want it to be, I was just really, really excited.
And it comes against a team that was averaging almost 6 runs a game, and then you and Brad will come out, pick up the second shutout of the season for your team, and it was back and forth for a little while. Kenny Johnson was matching you frame for frame. How excited did you get when you saw that ball come off of Stinson's bat and then ricochet off the second baseman's knee?
Oh, man, I was beyond excited. This was an absolute battle. He was a great pitcher, and this is a really good hitting team. We had some really great defensive plays behind me, and you can tell with the way that these guys approach the game and how they're swinging it. This is a really solid Yakima team. So to be able to get an edge on them in a game that competitive, you love it.
And it's the second half of the season coming in. You guys win the first game of the second half. And the pitching, looked pretty good today. Looked as usual. But the offense today, 5 runs on 10 hits. Came into the game hitting 196. Just want to make sure I get the number right. Today hit 273 with runners in scoring position. If you guys can keep that going, we've been saying it all year. If you get those knocks and runners in scoring position, the Black Bears are a team to beat. 1-0 in the second half. How are you feeling about your team moving into the final 23 games down the stretch?
I'm beyond excited. We've known that we've had the talent all year. So we're really making strides in our adjustments. We've seen, what we need to fix, and we've been fixing it. So to see a game like this, it's just awesome.
Finally, defense was great. You were great. Offense was great. Do you think this was the most complete team win of the season?
I'd say probably so. I hope so.
All right, great. Kelly, great to see you back up here again for a third time. We're so happy that Kelly's been such a good sport coming on up after all of his spectacular starts. I mean, hey, when you lead the West Coast League with 45 strikeouts and 5 starts, you get called up here once in a while. So that's what the people want. That's what we like to bring you right here on KEDO and right here on YouTube, brought to you by the Daily News. And that'll wrap things up. The Black Bears win this one by a score of 5-0. Kelly Austin finally gets his first league win of the season. He had a non-league one. Now he got one notched in that win column. Goes 8 shutout innings, strikes out 9, and just overall has a tremendous performance with that 1 walk and 3 hits. The losing pitcher on the other end was Owen Wild, and we'll be right back at it tomorrow at 6:35 p.m. We got Miles Davis going. That will be another great starting pitcher. I believe it's his last start for the Black Bears, so you won't want to miss it. He's been the 1B to Kelly's 1A all season long, so make sure you catch that on KEDO, KEDOAM.com, and, of course, on YouTube. I'm Zach Smolin. That's Kelly Austin. Behind the cameras, Justin Ford. We got Jacob Ackerman back over at KEDO. Big thank you from the entire Black Bears organization. Have a great evening, and as always, stay frosty. Take it easy, everyone.